Cassidy, read that again, but slowly. Hi, Cindy. I see on your availability that you aren't available until 8:30. For this Friday, could you be there an hour before your availability time, Pod? Did this boomer era motivational speaker stuff ever actually work? It certainly doesn't seem to now. If you do... Zig Ziglar? Okay. If you do more than you're paid to do, eventually you'll get paid more for what you do. That has never been... Well, okay, I can't say never. Maybe it was true back in the 50s? I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's certainly not true today. It's not. Such a change. All right, 2009, $690 a month. Minimum wage, $725. 2023, nearly $1,200 a month. 2023 minimum wage, $725. This is what 56 hours nets you at $8 an hour. Employer is exempt from overtime as a movie theater. Wait, what? Really? 56 hours get you $400. Most people get paid, twice a month? So what is that? Oh, you can't afford rent anywhere in the goddamn country. Screw eating, dude. Forget that. I remember when I first moved to Colorado, I made $8 an hour. Yeah, it was so cool. Managers didn't communicate my day off for Easter. Now I suffer for it. Why did you not come to work? I told Shalaya last week I couldn't work Sunday. I'm with my family for Easter. I'm sorry, you didn't request time off, so you will be documented. I 100% requested off, I told her, and submitted it in the next app after telling her. I'm sorry, telling her you can't work isn't requesting off. He just said that they submitted it in the app. What? There is a scan code in the crew room you scan and fill out and blah, 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 blah. During training, they told me to use the next app for requesting days off. But all right. No, don't but all right. Keep it going. Little boss man is mad. He makes the schedule 5 hours before the start date. Employees were approved their time off over a month ago, but it's a problem now because management forgot. From now on, no one can request days off anymore. I will do the schedule. If you don't show up, you're automatically fired. That's not how this works. You know, time for just a quick little story. I remember going to an IHOP one morning when it opened around 6:30 a.m. Up sleep schedule, doesn't really matter. I think this is my favorite occurrence at an IHOP ever, where the manager was running around frantic and pissed off, and I was trying to figure out why, but I did overhear the conversation, and my server ended up dishing out to me a little bit, which was really cool. The manager was pissed off that a cook just had not shown up. It was their cook for the morning, and she didn't show up. Where the hell was she? And it turns out that the manager literally didn't schedule her. He had plenty of time, looked at the schedule, realized he did not ask her or tell her she needed to come in. She was not on the schedule at all. Said that 3 times now, so you know what it means. He's dumb. Or just forgot, whatever. But then, when she finally showed up because he frantically called her and said, "Get the f*** here now," he blamed it on her. Yep. Someone said, I think I did hear this. It was great. One of the servers said, "Well, you didn't put her on the schedule. What's the problem?" And he said, "Oh, that. She knows. She knows." Like, dude, you shouldn't be a manager. You are a psychopath. So we're just forcing feel-good stories now. 2 women at a Texas Denny's realized it was short-staffed, so they jumped in and started cooking. We just looked at each other and it wasn't even a question. I'm sure that the employees were super grateful because, you know, their manager sure as wasn't going to help. I'm certain of that. Boss didn't hire new employees because of their hobbies outside of work. The title really says it all. We interviewed a candidate today for a position, and my boss says she's not a good fit for the company since she likes to game outside of work. How do they know that? Did they tell them that? If I'm going in for an interview anywhere, I don't tell them anything about me personally. Oh, sure, they'll ask questions, you know, like, "Well, what do you think your greatest weakness is, blah, blah, blah." But nah, dude, if I play video games, you don't need to know that. F*** you, we're not going to be friends. You're paying me. My boss states that he wants a well-rounded person and doesn't want someone who plays games when they go home for the day. Oh, right, because when they go home for the day, they should continue working for free until they die. Right, no, that's what he wants. My old job closed down for good. This was one of the reviews. Food is good, but the hygiene in this restaurant is really bad. Talked to some of the staff, and apparently the owner treats them very harshly. Thank you for your feedback, but our restaurant meets the requirements for hygiene certification given. When did you visit us? And from the camera, we haven't seen you talking to our staff, but you talk like you know our restaurant better than we do. You said this place closed down? Thank goodness. Pretty remarkable that America temporarily constructed a safety net during COVID, including major healthcare coverage, food benefits, anti-poverty funding for families and kids, etc., and then just systematically and slowly demolished it. From what I recall, it wasn't that slowly. Company owner decided to stop paying his drivers, so one of them parked their semi on the owner's Ferrari and just left it there. Man, if I can't make enough money to pay rent or feed myself or my family or my cat or anything like that, and you show up to work with a Ferrari. You bet your ass I would rather go to prison than see your dumb face driving that around like you deserve it. From the New York Times, I agree this would have sounded unbelievable years ago. Are we actually arguing about whether 14-year-olds should work in meatpacking plants? Oh my God. Amazon CEO made $212 million in compensation in 2021, while the typical worker received $32,000. That's a ratio of 6,474 to 1. Now, we learn that the company spent $14 million on anti-union consultants. Don't tell me that Amazon can't afford to let workers join a union. They could afford so much. How does this stupid thing work? First, you scan the barcode, but it doesn't scan. Oh, that's weird. Why do I have to do this? It's about convenience. How is this convenient? The store is conveniently saving money on staff. I mean, complain all you want about those. I do like them. Having a set or two sets of the self-checkouts is a very smart idea, because people like myself who buy 1 to 3 things at a time don't need to wait 45 minutes to check out and leave, because, again, even before the self-checkouts, Walmart never had more than like 3 goddamn people running the checkout stands anyway. So it would always be backed up and messed up. So now Walmart's been doing this even before self-checkouts. We can't blame the whole thing on self-checkouts. We really can't. They weren't getting paid any more before or making any money more before. I don't believe it, dude. Micromanaging boss wants to weaponize CCing HR, so I'm weaponizing state labor laws. Good morning. According to the State Department of Labor and Industries, I'm required to submit a doctor's note for absences meeting or exceeding 3 consecutive days. However, according to Absence Tracker, only 2 of my absences were due to illness, as March 30th was a pre-approved personal holiday. As such, I will not be providing a doctor's note for those days. Thank you for all that you do. Don't include that. You don't have to be thankful. Productivity paranoia needs to stop. A worker quitting a 6-figure job so she won't have to return to the office full-time says she's a victim of her boss's productivity paranoia. I don't need to be in the office to do my work, but they want to control you, so you have to go back. My old company wants to sue me for not providing password information 4 years after they fired me. I was the manager of a network engineering team for a medium/large size for 20 years, and I was terminated in 2019. We had various passwords for routers depending on the line of business the routers belonged to. My team had the administrative password stored in a secure electronic vault. Fast forward to last week when something got into the routers and locked everyone out, and now they need the administrative passwords, but apparently the vault was taken offline and removed 2 years ago. Apparently, half their business is at standstill and they can't make payroll until this is fixed. They called me demanding the passwords, and when I couldn't produce them, they wanted to sue me. What a bunch of assholes. First they fired me, and then they want to sue me 4 years later. Laughable. Only in America. As if it's your fault. Oh, too little too late, guys. I'm gonna get fired. Ladies and gents, this is starting as of today. I get it. We all forget every so often to clock in or out. But going forward, if you consistently forget, I will forget to pay you until the following payroll. To me, one of the most important things is clocking my time in and clocking my time out. I cannot make it any easier. Just do it. I swear I'm not trying to be obtuse, but I'm in law school, so whatever. The withholding of wages for the reason of disciplinary action is illegal. It very much is. Yes, that is correct. And let me see here. Oh, I forgot to clock out last night. Cool, you don't get this entire pay period's money. Sorry. Millennials didn't kill the economy. The economy killed millennials. The American system has thrown them into debt, depressed their wages, kept them from buying homes, and then blamed them for everything. And on top of it all, we have AI coming for their jobs so fast you have no idea. There is no teacher shortage. There are thousands of qualified, experienced teachers who are no longer teaching. There's a shortage of respect and proper compensation for teachers, allowing them to actually teach. Due to rising temperatures, more workers are dying from heat than ever. So cities have mandated that construction workers get 10-minute water breaks every 4 hours. In response, Texas Republicans are now trying to pass a bill that bans mandatory water breaks. Whee! Would you look at that? Bernie Sanders to Howard Schultz. Have you ever threatened, coerced, or intimidated a worker for supporting a union? Schultz won't answer no. I've had conversations that could have been interpreted in a different way than I intended. That means yes. Sure, legally speaking, can't really get him for that, but that does mean yes, I hope you know. A huge study of 20 years of global wealth demolishes the myth of trickle down and shows the rich are taking most of the gains for themselves. Shall we all pretend to be shocked? I'm going to be fired on Monday. I run a small bar in Michigan. I run said bar in everything except pay. I have a general manager who works on average 10 hours a week. I have an owner who I've never seen do a single thing other than drink Busch Light by the gallon. The tips are even good enough that I don't complain about being paid $6 an hour. I now find out that we're closed Monday and Tuesday for spring cleaning, by the staff, for $6 an hour, for 10 hours, for 2 days. Myself and the other night bartender have said absolutely not, and we have been told we will be terminated if we do not show. On the bright side, this has given me a week to job hunt, and boy, there are a lot of opportunities out there right now. I've already had 2 interviews and have another 2 tomorrow, one of them during the hours I'm scheduled to work. Wouldn't you know it? I think I feel a cold coming on. I want to hear your thoughts on this. In South Carolina, if it matters. Buc-ee's. Yep, let's see. $18 an hour, that's what you're starting at. Food service car wash, 21, team lead, not bad. I hate that range though, just make it 22. Make it a little dollar difference, why not? Or you know what, even better, just make it 23. Department manager, for God's sake, that's an even bigger jump. Full-time 35 to 50 hours though. You will probably never work less than 45 hours a week. I'm just saying, that happens all the time. No experience necessary though. And then, once you get into the managerial parts, you are making very good money, Imagine being a car wash manager making $125,000 a year and knowing where Buc-ee's exists? That ain't too bad, okay? That could be worse, for sure. They give you a 401k, 6% match, 3 weeks paid time off, use it, cash it, roll it, blah, 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 healthcare, part-time available, and you get $2 extra an hour for overnight. This right here is what you love to see. I still have minor nitpicks with it, but Buc-ee's knows where it's at. The only real mega downside that I have heard about Buc-ee's is that it's so goddamn awful strict working there. If they catch you with a phone out, they'll just fire your ass. Or they'll have some guy take you out back and beat you with a wet towel for 2 hours or something like that. That's the only thing I've really heard. Employers sent communication that they would punish us if we had to take shelter from a tornado, even if only a few minutes. Wow. Okay, we work from home. Normal office job. We have a severe weather warning in our area. Tornado alley, yay! And we received communication today that if the sirens go off and we see a tornado or inclement weather and we need to take shelter for any reason, we will be punished, even if it's only 10 minutes. Any time away from our desk to seek shelter will be punished. Is there no way you can submit a class action lawsuit to companies like this? There's no way it's legal to tell employees to, literally, you are telling them that if they don't risk their lives or put themselves in explicit danger, you will punish them? That feels like a lawsuit. It has to be, bro. We'll make a better world for our children. We'll make a better world for our children. You entitled brats. It shouldn't be you entitled brats. It should be you got ours. Although, if we go back to that first photo, I don't think that they wanted a better world for their children, because these are the parents that threw their kids into the coal mines. I'd say the middle ones, probably. Apparently, we also didn't need to wait for it to crash. All we needed to do was work for it. Millennials are cheering for a housing market crash. Yeah, you're right. And I can't wait. No one wants to work anymore because there's no reward. Half of us are living paycheck to paycheck. No saving for retirement. No saving for a house. Straight up 2 paychecks away from living on the street. Yep, maybe all of us at once should stop participating and really just grind this to a halt right now. What do you say?